Okay, the next session we're going to talk about stabilizers. And when I first started machine embroidery, I found stabilizers, the selection, what they're used for, what fabric, was overwhelming in information. But with OESD, on their website, they actually have this chart. And this chart has been absolutely brilliant for me. So on the left-hand side, here I have the type of fabric I may be using. And it'll go away, so they have 4 different types of stabilizers, OESD. I select what fabric I'm using, say cotton, and it will tell me with the black dot what stabilizer I can use. Doesn't mean I want to use it, but I can use it. So that helps fine-tune what kind of stabilizer I'm going to use. Now the next thing is, what am I going to use it for? What is the garment or the fabric going to be used? Is it going to be washed? Well, then that's going to tell me a kind of stabilizer I need. How many stitches do I have? One of the helpful charts that I did locate, and is published by Bernina, who actually owns OESD, and this is a brilliant chart. It actually tells me the stitch count. So the first line here has 12,000 or less. It tells me which stabilizer I should be using. So if I have cutaway at home, I'm going to use poly mesh. If I have tearaway, lightweight, or a wash away. So it's telling me based on the stitch count. So first you have your fabric, so it's a cotton. So is it a heavy cotton, medium cotton, lightweight cotton? That's going to tell you how much stabilizer you need. So how many stitches do I have in my design? And I found this on the Bernina website. This gives you a nice guide. Remember, it's only a guide to tell you that maybe I need to use a medium weight as opposed to a lightweight. And it's the number of stitches. Some embroidery designs may be 25,000 stitches or more. So obviously you're going to use a heavyweight. I found that this was a really good guide. It gives you more information on how to pick the appropriate stabilizer. I figure more information is always very helpful for us. So I have some examples of stabilizer here. Medium weight says cutaway. Then I have a medium weight tearaway. What's the difference? Sometimes it's which stabilizer you happen to have handy. But it does tell you on here, a cutaway, you'll always want to use on stretchy fabrics. So say you're embroidering a t-shirt, a hoodie, you're going to use a medium weight cutaway. A tearaway is something we typically always use on a cotton. Again, your little chart here from OESD will help guide you. Now, some of the newer ones that we have, and I'll be showing you how to use these. This is called an Ultra Clean and Tearaway Plus. It's actually 2 layers in here. It has paper on the top and a sticky Tearaway Plus on the bottom. This is really good for doing anything that may stretch. So anything that distorts, you'll use this for. And I'm actually going to be using this to embroider tea towels or a terry towel. This is really good for it. Next, we have the Ultra Clean and Tearaway Fusible. So again, for woven fabrics, it says read on here what you want to use it for. And this happens to be my open roll of the Ultra Clean and Tearaway Plus. As we can see, shiny on one side, this is paper, and I have the stabilizer on the back. So it's good to always start with a light assortment. So I would recommend for stabilizers for first time, I would actually get a lightweight cutaway, a lightweight tearaway, and try to get some of the Ultra Clean and Tearaway so you can start doing towels and most important, I love this stuff. It's called Stitch H2O. This actually goes on top of your embroidery. One of my sayings is everything is better with whipped cream on top. So I always say your embroidery is always much better with topping on it. And I'm going to show you how this works. This dissolves in water, hence the reason it has Stitch H2O, and it provides more loft to your embroidery stitches. So I've just talked about your underlay stitches provide the foundation and your embroidery stitches are on top. This provides a little extra lift to it, and you'll have amazing results using this. So this is the kind of stuff that once you open up, you must keep it in a Ziploc bag. You do not want it to dry out. So here's an example of how I store my Stitch H2O in a large Ziploc bag. You don't want it to dry out. Also, when I open my stabilizers, you do not want to lose the sheet that comes with it, because it can be hard to remember what it is. Now this is Aqua Mesh, and I use this one a fair bit. And aqua means it dissolves in water. So I actually use these little netting that you use on cones of fabric to roll around my stabilizer so that I don't lose this piece of paper. But a quick way to tell you whether it's Aqua Mesh is that if you wet a corner and it starts to dissolve, then you know it's Aqua Mesh. Okay. So again, refer to your quick reference guide. That'll give you an idea what to use. So your stabilizer is going to be based on the fabric you're going to use, what your intention for the fabric is, and your stitch count. Those will give you guidelines on which stabilizer to use.